Today, we explore how this date completely reshaped our world across five powerful dimensions: culture, education, finance, politics, and technology. This day proves that history never rests. Let's dive into the fascinating interconnected events of this date that continue to influence how we live, think, and innovate today. So, without much further ado, let's go.
So what is a 13-year-old girl's diary? A massive, like $1.77 trillion rocket company, and the legal fight for interracial marriage all have in common. On the surface, absolutely nothing. But if you look closely at the DNA of these historical shifts, you'll find they all actually share one specific calendar date, June 12th. So welcome to this custom deep dive, especially to you, and a huge shout out to your global family tuning in across Germany, Canada, and India.
Yeah, welcome everyone. It's great to be here. We really have a huge stack of sources to go through today.
We do, and our mission today isn't just to, look at a calendar. We're taking these sources to figure out why the mechanisms behind human rights, national autonomy, and massive technological leaps look surprisingly similar. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, the best place to start is looking at how people bypass oppressive systems. I mean, think about Anne Frank.
Born in Frankfurt on June 12, 1929, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then exactly 13 years later, on June 12, 1942, she receives her famous diary. This is just weeks before her family goes into hiding in Amsterdam.
Wow, yeah. And that blank book wasn't just a place to vent. It functioned like a smuggled blueprint of human dignity. It completely bypassed the censorship of the regime.
Right, acting as a time capsule that preserved her voice long after the oppression trying to erase her was gone. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, you see that same structural push against systemic oppression elsewhere in history.
Like Nelson Mandela.
Yes, on June 12, 1964, Mandela was sentenced to life in prison during the Rivonia trial. He wasn't just fighting a policy, he was fighting to dismantle the entire brutal apparatus of South African apartheid.
And the tangible artifacts of those civil rights struggles take immense effort to preserve.
Mm.
The sources show that on June 12, 2026, the Shara Jackson home is officially opening at Greenfield Village in Michigan.
Wait, isn't that the safe house from Selma, Alabama?
Yeah, exactly. It's where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. strategized during the 1965 voting rights marches. They literally dismantled this 100-year-old house and moved it 1,000 miles north just to preserve that physical blueprint of resistance.
That preservation is just so crucial. And, well, it scales up to entire nations, too. In 1898, June 12th marked the Philippines declaring independence from Spain.
Right.
And fast forward to 1990, and it becomes Russia Day, marking their declaration of state sovereignty as the Soviet Union dissolved.
I have to push back here for a second, though. I mean, is it just a coincidence that these massive milestones of national sovereignty share a date with deeply personal autonomy victories like Anne's diary or Mandela's fight?
Temporally, yes, it's a complete calendar coincidence. But structurally, what's fascinating here is how identical the mechanisms are. National freedom requires the exact same legal and social dismantling as personal liberty.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, look at Richard and Mildred Loving. They weren't trying to be activists, they just wanted to be married. But they had to take their love story to the Supreme Court.
Oh, loving date, June 12, 1967.
Right. On that day, they successfully struck down archaic laws banning interracial marriage across the U.S.
They practically forced the system to recognize their basic humanity.
Exactly. And that structural fight is ongoing. Today, June 12th is also the International Labor Organization's World Day Against Child Labor.
So that's raising awareness for hundreds of millions of children, right?
Yes, kids forced into hazardous work. The ILO uses this day to attack the systemic roots that deprive them of an education. It's all about dismantling boundaries.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. That drive to break boundaries isn't just social or political. It translates perfectly into breaking physical limits, too.
You mean like aviation?
Yeah, take June 12, 1994, the first flight of the massive Boeing 777 twin jet. This wasn't just a big plane. It was the first entirely computer-designed commercial aircraft.
Which fundamentally changed how humans engineer flight.
Right.
Right.
Excellent.
And that perfectly sets the stage for June 12, 2026, That's the target date for SpaceX's IPO. They are aiming for a staggering $1.77 trillion valuation.
That is just a massive number to wrap your head around.
It really is. But opening up to public investment on that scale is designed to fund massive technological leaps. We're talking fully reusable rockets and blanketing the globe with satellite internet.
So what does this all mean? It's not magic that these events share a date.
No, definitely not.
It's that the human drive to bypass limitations, whether it's a regime censorship, a discriminatory law, or literally Earth's gravity, it operates on the same relentless engine.
This raises an important question, though. The source data shows that massive IPOs often face major financial struggles and intense market dips in their first year.
Oh, so it's not going to be a smooth ride.
Unlikely. Will SpaceX's June 12th market debut mirror the overarching historical lesson we've seen today? That achieving true, lasting breakthroughs first requires surviving a period of intense struggle.
From a diary hidden in an attic to rockets breaking the atmosphere, nothing worth having comes without the fight. Will the technology of tomorrow require the same resilience as the civil rights of yesterday? Something for you to ponder until our next deep dive.
Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question. What would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments, what would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.